Okay, so you might think your outfit is just a fashion statement. But what if I told you that what you wear to the airport could literally be the reason you're getting pulled aside for extra screening? Yeah, that random pat-down? Sometimes your clothes are the reason. And get this, there are even outfits that can get you kicked off a flight completely. Look, we all want to be comfy and stylish while traveling, but there are certain things you just should not wear to the airport or on a plane unless you're trying to turn your trip into a full-on headache. So in this video, we're breaking down 6 travel outfits you should never wear at the airport or mid-air. And trust me, number 6 might surprise you. Let's get into it. The first outfit on the list are rompers and jumpsuits. Yes, they're cute and trendy, but on a plane, they are an absolute disaster. These things are a bathroom nightmare. And no, I'm not being dramatic. The second you feel the urge to pee at 30,000 feet, get ready for an Olympic-level struggle. You'll be practically undressing from head to toe just to use the restroom. That means standing in the world's tiniest airplane bathroom, fully exposed from the top half down, praying no one opens that barely functional lock. And let's not even talk about those bathroom floors. They're disgusting. They barely get mopped, especially on longer flights with lots of passengers. By the time you've managed to wiggle out of your one-piece ensemble, it's hanging dangerously close to a sticky, questionably wet floor. And you know what that wet probably is? Yeah, it's pee. A pee cocktail of everyone who's visited that toilet. Plus, if you're traveling for more than a few hours, comfort matters. Jumpsuits can feel tight around the waist, awkward when sitting for long periods, and let's not forget the hassle if you're wearing one with a zipper in the back. Unless you want to flag down a flight attendant to help you out of your own outfit mid-flight, which, awkward, you might want to reconsider. Number 2, shorts. Look, we get it. It's blazing hot outside, especially if you're flying during summer or headed to a tropical destination. You want to stay cool and comfy, and shorts seem like the perfect choice. But here's the thing. Wearing shorts on a plane is kind of like willingly signing up for a bacteria buffet. Here's why. Flight attendants have repeatedly shared their horror stories online, and one common confession? People change their babies' diapers directly on the airplane seats. Yes, on the seat, not in the lavatory where there's an actual changing table. And it's not just once in a blue moon. It happens often. Diapers get opened, messes happen, and the seat takes the hit. The worst part? That seat probably isn't getting deep cleaned between flights. Planes are on tight schedules, and cleaning crews usually just do a quick wipe down, not a full sanitization. Now, add in the fact that people vomit on planes more often than you think. Kids with motion sickness, adults who had one too many mimosas before takeoff, it all ends up somewhere, and that somewhere is usually the fabric of your seat. And don't even get me started on body sweat, crumbs, spilled drinks, and germs that passengers bring on from the terminal. If you're sitting in shorts, your bare legs are in direct contact with all of it. And no, that single sanitizing wipe they hand you during boarding is not strong enough to save you from this microbial nightmare. So, unless you're absolutely okay with your skin making contact with every bodily fluid known to man, plus whatever's been building up for weeks in the seat cushion, maybe go for some lightweight joggers or loose pants. Something that gives you a barrier between your body and the bacteria party happening beneath you. Now, let's move on to shoes. Complicated boots and high heels. Airport security is already chaotic enough. You really don't need to make it worse by showing up in lace-up boots that take 15 minutes to remove. Even with those fancy, new, automated screening lanes that give you your own little station to unload your stuff. The last thing you want is to be bent over in a panic, fighting with stubborn boots while your laptop, phone, passport, and half-eaten bag of snacks are just sitting there in a bin. fully exposed to the universe. And let's not ignore the fact that you're being silently judged by the 4 people behind you who are just trying to get through security before their boarding group is called. The pressure is real. Then there's the whole winter boot situation. You know, those pull-on styles that require serious upper body strength and a prayer to remove. With barely any seating at the checkpoint, you'll be left balancing on one foot like you're performing in a one-woman airport ballet. It's awkward, it's unstable, and it's low-key dangerous, especially on slippery tiles with a rolling suitcase trying to escape behind you. Sure, some airports now have a redress area after the checkpoint, complete with chairs and tables where you can put yourself back together. But that doesn't help much when you're still trying to survive the actual screening process without face planting. And don't even get me started on high heels. Not only are they a nightmare for long walks between terminals, but they also make the security process even more unstable. Plus, in case of an emergency evacuation, yes, it's rare, but still, heels will slow you down and could even be a safety risk. If your gate is 27 minutes away and you're wearing stilettos, good luck speed walking there without breaking an ankle or your dignity. Bottom line, leave the runway looks at home. If you're enjoying this video, click the like and subscribe button. Also, turn on post notification so you can be notified when we post new and exciting contents like this one. Number 4. Steel-toed boots or shoes with metal components. Alright, here's another one to avoid: steel-toed boots or any kind of footwear that has metal in it. These might be great for the construction site or your warehouse shift, but at the airport, they're basically just begging to set off security alarms. Even with the newer, more advanced CT scanners that are supposed to speed things up, these types of shoes still raise red flags. Once they trigger an alert, guess what happens? Yup, you're pulled aside for extra screening, and your bag might get searched too, just to be safe. And all of that adds time, stress, and a whole lot of side eyes from fellow travelers who now think you're smuggling something suspicious in your shoe. And let's be honest, there's really no reason to wear steel-toed anything on a plane unless you're flying directly to a job site. They're heavy, they're stiff, and they're definitely not made for comfort at 30,000 feet. Your best bet? Stick to a pair of comfortable, non-slip sneakers or walking shoes, ones that you can slip on and off with minimal effort. Bonus points if they're supportive enough to get you through long airport treks without leaving you with sore feet by the time you reach your gate. Also, please wear socks. This isn't just about hygiene, although yes, no one wants to see your bare feet on that dirty airport floor, but it also helps protect your feet if you're asked to remove your shoes. And if you're trying to be a security line pro, go ahead and loosen your laces before you get to the front. That way, you're not stuck awkwardly bending down, holding up the line, and trying to yank them off like you're in a Nike commercial gone wrong. Number 5, tank tops. Tank tops might seem like a solid choice when you're rushing to the airport in the middle of summer, but once you're actually in the air, yeah, you're probably gonna regret that decision. Unless you genuinely enjoy freezing at 30,000 feet, wearing a tank top with zero backup is basically an open invitation to suffer through the flight as a human popsicle. Airplane cabins are not consistent when it comes to temperature. One flight might feel like a tropical breeze, and the next, Arctic tundra. And the longer the flight, the colder it gets. A lot of people don't realize this, but the temperature tends to drop after takeoff to help passengers fall asleep and reduce the risk of motion sickness. So, if you're on a red-eye or a long-haul flight, that tank top is going to betray you by hour 2. Even worse, if you're stuck in the window seat, that icy cold wall is going to press against your bare arm the entire flight like it's trying to ruin your day on purpose. And let's not forget that the airplane blanket, if you even get one, is basically a glorified napkin. It's thin, scratchy, and almost never warm enough. Also, tank tops don't just leave you cold, they also leave you exposed. Airplane seats, seat belts, and tray tables aren't exactly the cleanest things in the world, and having your bare skin in direct contact with them isn't exactly a great move if you're trying to avoid germs. Especially when you think about how many people have sneezed, spilled drinks, or drooled in those exact seats before you. So, what's the solution? Layers are your best friend. Always bring a light hoodie, cardigan, or a comfy, oversized sweatshirt in your carry-on, even if you don't think you'll need it. You can always take it off if the cabin gets warm, but if it gets chilly and you're stuck in a tank top, there's no going back. And trust me, your seatmate doesn't want to spend 5 hours next to someone complaining about how cold it is either. Number 6. Revealing clothes. Spirit Airlines just shook the table with a brand new dress code, and trust me, it is something. As of January 22nd, the ultra-low-cost airline officially rolled out a stricter policy on what passengers can and can't wear on their flights. And let's just say it's way more serious than people expected. According to their updated rules, if your clothing is considered unsuitable, you can actually be denied boarding or even kicked off the flight mid-trip. Yeah, we've reached that level. And get this, it's not just your clothes anymore. For the first time ever on a mainstream US airline, even offensive tattoos could get you grounded. The policy specifically calls out passengers who are inadequately clothed. So we're talking about see-through clothes, exposed breasts, buttocks, or really anything that leaves nothing to the imagination. Basically, if your outfit looks like you're headed to the club or trying to beat the Vegas heat, think again. Spirit's making it clear, this is about meeting a minimum decency requirement, not just being comfy in the air. And Spirit's not alone here. Most airlines already had these quiet little dress codes buried in the fine print, but now they're actually enforcing them with real consequences. For example, in October of 2024, 2 women were removed from a Spirit flight just for wearing crop tops. Nothing scandalous, just regular crop tops. And then, in early January of 2025, things got even messier. A 43-year-old man named John Garcia Jr., flying from Los Angeles to San Antonio, was kicked off a Spirit flight after a flight attendant decided his hoodie was offensive. And no, it didn't have any graphic images or curse words, at least none reported. But apparently, someone didn't like the message on it. Garcia reportedly tried to defend himself, saying it wasn't breaking any rules. But after some tense back and forth, a male flight attendant gave him 2 options: take off the hoodie or get off the plane. He took it off. But guess what? They still removed him anyway. So yeah, airlines are definitely watching what you wear now. And if you think it's just a Spirit problem, don't get too comfortable. Other carriers are quietly following suit. So maybe before throwing on that statement tee or barely their outfit, ask yourself, do I really want to risk getting kicked off a plane at gate B23? So what do you think about this list? Did we miss anything important? Let us know down in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.